From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm John Kennedy. The chief of a First Nation northeast of Winnipeg has asked his community to come together after a mass stabbing attack. The RCMP say an 18-year-old girl has died, and a 26-year-old man, who was also the suspect, was killed following a mass stabbing at Hollow Water First Nation. Chief Larry Barker says his prayers go out to the 8 people who are recovering in hospital following the attack.
I'll be going out there to visit them, the families. The families were very close to me, and my deepest condolences to them. I'll pray as hard as I could.
The Mounties say the girl was the suspect's sister, and the suspect died after crashing a stolen vehicle into an RCMP cruiser. Ontario Premier Doug Ford is considering a seizure of Marineland following the death of another beluga whale and harbour seal. The beluga death marks the 20th whale to die at the Niagara Falls, Ontario Tourist Park since 2019. Former Marineland trainer turned outspoken critic Phil Demers says the situation at Marineland is only getting worse, noting he called the Premier to talk about the issue. During the call, Demers says Ford mused about seizing the park in order to help the animals and wondered if he needed to push the federal government to issue export permits to relocate the creatures. It's believed there are still 30 belugas alive at Marineland. Global Affairs says 2 Canadians are missing following a popular streetcar crash in Lisbon.
The 19th century streetcar crashed in Portugal's capital yesterday. At least 17 people died, with another 21 injured. The head of Lisbon's Civil Protection Agency told reporters 1 person from Canada was injured in the crash, along with passengers from 7 other countries. Now, Global Affairs Canada says it's aware of 2 Canadian citizens missing in Lisbon. Consular officials are in contact with local authorities to get more information, but Global Affairs says privacy considerations mean no further information can be disclosed. Jason White, The Canadian Press.
U.S. President Donald Trump is still trying to broker a deal between Russia and Ukraine as Europe is trying its best to step up. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky met with top European leaders in Paris to discuss locking in security guarantees to protect Ukraine. Trump joined them virtually, and reporter Karen Travers has the details on those talks.
We heard earlier today from the British Prime Minister that these countries that were meeting today said that they would commit to providing long-range missiles for Ukraine as another way to help shore up that country's supplies. This has been something that the president has not indicated the United States is on board with. He said it was not something that his administration was looking into.
French President Emmanuel Macron and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who lead the Coalition of the Willing, previously insisted that any European, quote, reassurance force in Ukraine needs the backing of the United States. Prime Minister Mark Carney has also noted that Canadian soldiers are prepared and ready to be deployed in Ukraine post-war for peacekeeping operations. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the NFL regular season kicks off tonight with defending champion Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Dallas Cowboys. The matchup between longtime rivals comes ahead of a rare Friday night game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the LA Chargers in Brazil. Americans Jessica Pegula and Amanda Anisimova will have a home crowd on their side at the U.S. Open in New York. Pegula will meet top-ranked Aryna Sabalenka, and Anisimova will face Naomi Osaka in the other women's semifinal. It's shaping up to be a big weekend in the Big Apple for Canadian sports fans. Montreal's Felix Auger-Aliassime will face a top-ranked Jannik Sinner in the men's semifinal of the U.S. Open. The Blue Jays are also in New York for a 3-game set with the Yankees tomorrow. The Yankees are 3.5 games behind the first-place Blue Jays in the American League East. From the Canadian Press, I'm John Kennedy.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.